Okay, I think we're live now. I'm just pulling this up on my phone real quick to see if I can see it. But let me know if you can hear me. Let's see. I think this is oh, no, it still says it's waiting. Hold on. Okay. Let me know when anyone can actually hear me. I don't think it's live yet. Let's see. Oh, nope, I can see it now. All right. Sweet. Okay. I can see it, so I assume other people can see it, but let me know if you can hear me. I'm using a new streaming-ish setup, which you can tell I'm from this angle instead of this angle, which is weird. Hello, George! If you all don't know the YouTube channel Conlangery, George Corley is, runs that, and he's awesome. We've been chatting a little bit. Hello, Osif. Hello, Ty. Yeah, whenever you're available, I'm expecting this will be a while. Hello. Ooh, Galot? Galot? I think that might be how you pronounce that. Hello, people. Okay. So I think we're live. I think we're set up. Let me know if this volume is good. I have to tweak it because of this microphone. So I think it should be good. Hi, Greg. Um, yes, we're ready to go. I am very excited to do this and get this done. Well, also, I'm just excited to do it in general, but I need to start the revision soon, and so I'm hoping we can finish all of this today, but we'll see. I have started copying stuff over from some of the other languages just to get the files seeded sort of that we need. So all of this that you're seeing here, I copied over from one of the other languages, so I still need to clear this out, and we can figure out what we actually want in here. So we'll be mostly getting rid of all of this, I think. But, okay, so let's start with what we're doing in general. So we are creating a naming language, a basic conlang, well, I don't even know if you can call it a conlang, but a basic naming language for my Magic Forged book, this is different from the spell language, that world. This is entirely different, whole different world, whole different magic system and everything. So the idea here is this is just going to be the language of the main people. I don't have multiple groups that are from different areas, right? It's a much more focused, small scope kind of story. So I don't have to worry about contrast between different naming languages. So we have a little bit more freedom. We don't need to be quite as condensed there. But so let's see. Naming language for Magic Forged Worlds. And I have already created names for everything in here, but the problem is I did that a while ago before I got into this kind of naming language stuff. So I basically just ripped off Croatian is sort of what this was. So we want to turn Croatian ripoff into a real naming language. I still want some of those vibes, right? A little bit more of that Slavic feel to it. I don't want any of the it's okay if some names are the same, if it fits the same and we end up with those same kind of names, that's fine. But I want it to be a little bit different. We're gonna copy some of the patterns as a starting point, so it sort of has that feel, but is going to be different. So keep Slavic feel-ish, right? And so I have a bunch of notes on this, which we need to copy in, which that's all naming ones. Let me pull up the list that my husband sent me, because we're going to want that. Where is it? Here we go. Okay. The font is a bit too small to see, especially with chat on. Is it possible to make it bigger? I think so. Let's do, this might be way too big, but let's try that. Feel like that didn't do anything. Let's see. No. Current editor font. Oh, defining color scheme. Let's go to 18. All right. Is that a little bit better? We can't quite see everything, so we'll have to scroll around a little bit, but I think that's okay. Yeah, if this is good, let me know. But yes, so this is all still okay, this is the starting. That's convenient. And then this is what I will have chosen for this language. So I have, actually, let me pull up, we're not doing vowels first. I do have some notes for vowels, but okay. I am looking at, and I'm not going to like put this up because it's too hard to show multiple things, but essentially English phonetics of the Cyrillic alphabet. I want to start with that, and then we can do some tweaks as needed to get certain effects, but looks like we can put they have a P. They have a P and a B, it looks like, so we can put this back down here. And if I like make a mistake at some point and you're like, oh, hey, they don't actually have this letter, it sounds like this, just let me know. I'm doing the best I can. So they have a T, they have a D. I don't see RT. I don't see those as separate sounds. K, C, Q, G. I don't see a specific Q sound. I see a K or a C sound. I feel like a K has a better feel than a C, so we'll drop the C just for simplicity and keep the K. Keep the G. I don't see a TY or a GY explicitly. Like, we might still get that sound, but I don't see that as a separate specific one. M is good. And then we need, let's see, N is fine. No RN. I don't think there's an NG sound, so we'll get rid of that. There we go. Fricatives, F and V. What was it he said about Fs? I feel like Fs are weird in this. No, I don't see that. I feel like there's something weird about Fs. Like the F sound always had like, I don't know. We'll add it and then maybe I'll find that note again. I don't see a TH specifically. S and Z. Yeah, definitely have those. Or maybe not. The Z might not have a by itself Z. Because it looks like the Z's are like a ZH, like Z kind of sound. So we might have to replace the Z with just the ZH, maybe. I could be wrong there. Like, this is just a random thing I pulled up from the internet. Okay, Fs are fine in Slavic. Good. SH definitely still here. Maybe this is not relevant. Oh, so actually, this is brand new. We are starting from scratch, Osif. This is like, we are taking a pause on all the naming language stuff, and I'm starting a brand new naming language from scratch for my book, essentially. So you have missed nothing, essentially. The TH is absent from most Slavic languages. Okay, cool. So we'll keep that out. No TH sound. I'll just make a note of that, so that we don't end up getting that on accident. But yeah, SH, ZH look good. There's a lot of SCH, which, and then there's like, isn't there the weird that's like a, I don't know. I can't make that sound. So we're going to skip it. But I have a TS. I don't know where it would go. Oh, down here. Okay, so we'll have this. TS is definitely a thing. And then is there a D sound? I don't see a DZ sound, so we'll take that one out for now. And then definitely SH, definitely ZH. Okay. Do I want to add a separate SCH instead of just SH? I don't know if I can really distinguish that personally, so I'm not sure if it's worth having that distinction here for this. CH. Okay, yeah. Definitely that. Is there an X? I actually don't see an X in here. So maybe we skip X? Combining SH with CH is seen as in Albanian. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll still have we haven't gotten down to the next row, but I think we'll keep CH. Well, we'll get there, but I think we'll skip SCH. Like because I can't really distinguish a difference there. But let's say no X. I see an H, so I think that's fine. So then scrolling back around here. I forget. So we have TS, which is the like sound. Do we have DZ? I don't think there's any Z sound. I already took that out. So the question is, do we still want CH? If we have CH, I'm introducing the letter C because we're not having C by itself. I think we skip it. We do that combination, like you were saying that Albanian maybe does, or I mean, they might just have those all together as a sound together. But I think we'll just skip it. J. I don't think there's a J at all. Polish has both CH and H. Okay. I think we'll skip the CH here for now. I'll note that we could have it, but I think just for the simplicity of coding the rest of this, I think we'll cut out that one because we don't need to have everything in here. Like Slavic inspired, but it doesn't have to be a exact one. And that does get rid of this whole chunk too, I think. Yeah. Okay, so is that the rest of this column? Yes. Let's go back around. W. I don't see a W. I don't think there's a W sound. No W. I don't think we need the VH in here that we added for the other one. R is in here. L is in here. Those are all fine. We'll keep the J out still. There you go. HU. I don't think we need that. I don't think we need the double L sound separately. W is usually outside of the IPA table. Interesting. I don't know. I'm going to just include it in here for simplicity because I don't have a way to organize another consonant section. I think I probably have shoved a lot more into this approximate section than is actually might be traditionally put in there, just so I can see it all. Okay, and then we'll skip all of that. We're not going to add Y as a consonant sound. Yeah. So we're going to, I think that would be a potential starting point. And I think like we have a lot of these. This column's good. We have a little cluster over here. I think the only ones that are a little far out are these, but they sort of match in with some of these other sounds. So I feel like this looks balanced. And we can always come back and take letters out if we decide it ends up looking a little bit too varied. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I want to talk about vowels real quick. And this is where people might get sad at me a little bit. Because I had my husband sort of write down what he thinks the vowel sounds are. And we might just, instead of having any concept of like diphthongs in here where we have like multiple vowels, we might just have like custom create all the vowels to include any of the diphthong sounds we want to have as like one sound in here. Oh, hello, Aaron. Starting to world build a fictional Galapagos-like archipelago in my world. Also working on my rock map. Sweet rock maps are the effort. They are the full extent of all the effort. But okay, so vowels. So normally we would have A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y, right? So I have a note that yi and yo are like distinct vowel sounds here. And this is just coming from my husband's knowledge of like Cyrillic and Russian. So like if there's some more variety, let me know. But yi and yo are like separate sounds. There's an E sound that's like two E's. There's a vowel like in toy, so like that oi sound, which if we wanted to spell it phonetically, I guess would be like either OI or OIY for oi. This might end up getting weird in yeah, correct on yi, yo, ya, yi, you. Okay. Okay, yeah. We'll come around to that in a second. Let me put this on another line here. Okay, so I'm not sure which of these we'll want, but okay, we're getting some disagreements on the Y starting vowels. But yi, yo, I have that. I have a note that there's no R sound. Did I take out the R sound? No, I have the R. But what my husband said was that instead of an R, it's an ER, like air or air, I think, instead of like a R sound. So we might want to switch this with ER as a sound instead of just having any R's by itself, which we'll have to do some finagling when we start seeing what this creates, but like air, either that or AIR. Actually, air. We'll do that for now instead of actual R. And see if that ends up working out phonetically. We may have to massage it to like once we get the letters, look at it phonetically and see if we can simplify the spelling to still phonetically sound the same, just to kind of try and get the same feel. I'm getting no U sound, so no U by itself, but there is a double O, like an oo sound. So Cyrillic has characters for those, but when they are preceded by a consonant, that typically means palatalization of the consonant. Not sure how much that matters in your process. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how it'll work. I think we're going to have to start generating it and see what it looks like and see how I want to pronounce it. Because I have not done this enough to know how I will want to pronounce those things. Yi, yo, ya, yi. Yeah, so we have yi, we have yo. I have a note that there's a YU sound, yeah. Yeah, I guess is how that would be pronounced. And yeah sound. So what did you mention that I don't have? I don't have a YE. Yi? Oh, I just have two double E's for that. E instead of yi. I'm not sure if that needs to be distinct there. And then I don't know if we want to have a U. I don't have a U sound otherwise, so I might take out the YU because then we just won't even have that letter to add confusion to it. So there's double E, yi, yo, yeah. We're crossing out U. There's an I and a regular E. I, regular E. I think that might be all of the vowels. So, is there no A? I feel like that seems wrong. Is there no A? This says there's an A. I feel like we just missed that one and there is an A sound. A, E. Okay, it looks like the Cyrillic character that looks like a 0 with like a connected line on the side of it, that is IU in terms of the English analog. IU. And that the one after that, the backwards R is an IA. IU and IA. Let me see if I have a better. Okay. YU as in Yugoslavia. U. Okay, we don't have the YU. Yes, that character. Yes, the YU. Okay, cool, cool. So we were saying maybe take that out. U, ooh, U. Actually, maybe we do keep that one. U. I'll add a question mark next to it because I'm conflicted. And then the last one is ya as in yard, which we already have the YA. Okay, so that's good. We have the E as in bet. We have the I as in bill. We have U as in cool, so ooh, which is our double O. O is in bottle, bottle. Do we want to keep a normal O for that? Or have that be an AH? Ba, I guess it's not quite AH, is it? Do we want... Maybe we just have a normal O? Yeah, okay. And then, do we have everything else? Oi as in toy. Ya is in ya. So ya is in ya, yonder. Ya. I guess that counts as our YA, can fit that. And YE is in yesterday. Ye. So maybe we do want a YE. E. Instead of an EE. Ye. Those are different sounds. So we'll add that. And is in father. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I think this will be all of our vowel sounds, which is exciting. So let me real quick just write these down so that I can copy them and we can actually add them to the language. Let me just minimize this real quick. So we have P, B, T, D, K, G. And then we have M, N. Do we have anything else in that row? Nope. Then we can have F, V, S, S, H, Z, H, regular H. Okay. And then we have TS. And we have air for the R sound and a regular L. I think that's everything. Okay, so let me just copy all this. We'll just do that. And then go over to language rules and start populating this. Whatever, that's fine. Okay, so we'll have to decide if we still want S as the sibilant kind of type of letter. I think we probably do. So we'll keep that, which ignore the fact that it's the double S. That's just that letter can be in different places that isn't just confined to the like fricative section. So like it'll allow it to show up in different orders based off how I allow like, oh gosh, what is that called? What is that linguistic term where you can have certain sounds in certain orders leading up to it, right? I think I have it documented somewhere. Which comment? No. This thing, whatever this is called. Plosive, affricate, fricative, nasal, approximate vowel. Whatever that is. The sibilant gives it a special category of rules of what it can and can't follow. And this is all just, if you haven't seen my code before, all of this is just all my rules for how all of the letters or sounds can be organized and can be generated to go next to other ones. So I think in this language, we're adding some new sounds that I don't currently have in here, so we'll have to go in and add them. But that is later problem. So let's go back to here. So I need to define in the language sonority. There we go. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Yes, the sonority of it. Yes. So for plosives, we need to add P and we need to add B. We still have TDKG, so that's the same. For nasals, we will have M and we will have N, or sibilant harmony. I'm not sure. Both of those sound like concepts that I at one point knew the definition of and have since forgotten. If anyone remembers the difference between those two and wants to clue me in, I'd appreciate it, because I do not remember. But yes, unleashing my 2021 linguistics phase. I like it. You have much more ability to remember things than I do. So no TH, so F, V, S, SH, ZH, no J, no X, no DZ. And then we just want a regular H, which this has it in approximates. Why does it have it in approximates? Is that where we put it? Yeah, okay, we put H as an approximate sound. That's fine. It can go down there. So then, where am I? L, yep. And we don't have an R. So this is something we have to change. So to do AIR. We need to add that. Where does TS go? Does that go in my and L, no A, yes H, no VH. So is that everything? I think it's just TS. I need to figure out where TS is, because I feel like I have that sound, unless I don't. Okay, I do not have TS and I do not have AIR, so I need to add those. So would be, I feel like that would still be a plosive or stop. Like I feel like those would go together maybe. So let's just put it with T for now. So TS. We'll call it a plosive. Let me remember what all these categories mean. So types that it can't follow in the onset. Letters it can't follow in the onset. Types can't follow in coda, and letters it can't follow in coda. So I feel like, because it's a ts sound, it shouldn't precede an S sound, and should it follow it? I feel like there should be no S on either end of it. So let's put that in the, I guess that's a type. So put it here, and then here. So now it can't have an S sound immediately before or immediately after, which I feel like makes sense because it would be weird. And then all those letters at the end are letters it can't follow in the coda. Onset, nucleus, coda. Coda is the end. So that would be like, yeah, these are all weird. Yeah, I can't even pronounce half of those. So I feel like that's all the same. These are all have the same letters here. TS is an alveolar affricate. Oh, is it? Then do we want to move it down here? Let's move it down there. Alveolar affricate. Down here. Okay. So that makes it a... My system here is a little bit simplified, but that'll get labeled as a fricative because it's in that group, which has all my affricates in it too. I feel like that's still the same. We also normally say that plosives for this type of sound can't follow it in the onset. So I think that's valid. I think that would sound weird. So we'll add that here. Keep that consistent. And then the sounds here are mostly smaller. So W. So yeah, I feel like those all should be here. So we didn't previously have W and H, so we'll add those for the M. But I still feel like these are weird. I don't know, maybe they're not weird. I'll try taking them out since that's not a typic restriction that I have for these kinds of sounds, and if we need to come back and add them, we can. Oh, did you hear that TikTok is now officially banned in the US today? I did not hear that. I'm so conflicted with it because, like, I don't personally use TikTok. I have previously, but a lot of companies won't let you use, like, even previous to this, if you had TikTok on your phone, you couldn't do, like, any company stuff. So, like, you couldn't go in and, like, fill out your time card or accept a phone call from your manager. So, like, I haven't been able to use it for a long time, but, like, the idea of being an author at some point, I feel like TikTok is a pretty popular, like, marketing social media place, the idea of not having access to that, but maybe it'll just die if the US can't use TikTok at all. I don't know. I'm not sure how, like, is it gonna get removed from app stores? Is it gonna get automatically, like, deleted from people's phones? Like, I don't know how that's actually gonna affect, like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to me. Okay, real quick. Let's go back to this. We need to add air instead of an R, like a R, it's an error sound. Do I still want that to be down here in the approximate section? Because it's air, air. I feel like that my mouth is in a similar shape when I do that, so I feel like it's probably the same category of sound, maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like air. I feel like that's probably good. And then everything else is probably the same. Probably. So I don't think because of adding those, we need to change anything else in here. I feel like everything else is fine. So let's go back to our language rules and add those in. So we now have air and we have sound. Okay. So that is all of our consonants. And now we need to add in our vowels, which we will have to define. Where are these defined? Here at the top. Okay. So we'll go back and add these. Let's move this over. Where were we? I've already gotten lost. This is the less fun part. I apologize, everyone. Okay. So we need ye, yo, ya, maybe you, maybe ye, double E, O, I, double O. I think those are the new ones. So we have Y-E-E for ye, yo, ya, you, ye, double E. So then do we want to do O-I or O-I-Y? Which do you think is a better phonetic spelling for, like, the vowel in toy? It's like oi, O-I. I feel like O-I satisfies that sound well enough, and O-I-Y would just, I feel like looking at it, the more letters you have, I feel like the harder it'll be for people to figure out how to pronounce it maybe. So let's go with O-I. Okay, O-I, Greg agrees. Good. Good, good. So O-I, we need double O. I like oi. Yes, we're on the same page. Good. We already have O. I, E, A are all obviously already vowels. Okay. So then let's actually make these correct. And this is, I guess, one of those weird areas where I sort of bridge the difference between having sounds and having letters. Because some of these, like, letters or sounds are multiple letters phonetically, but, like, hopefully the sound is, like, distinct. I hope it works out. But let's go back to our rules, minimize this, and then we can add all of our vowels. We do have A, we do have E, we do have I. Do we want to have a separate O? And we don't want to have a separate U. So the O is a question here. Let's keep it. Let's keep it for now. We can always come back. Ye, yo, ya, do it you. You're yeah. Let's add it for now. We can always come back. Double E, O, I, double O. I think that's all of them, right? Ye, yo, ya, you, ye, he. Yeah. Oh, we. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's all of them. Okay. So then this is the part that I haven't done much thinking on yet in my notes. Let me turn this back on. But how long the different parts of a syllable normally are. Okay. The one note I do have is that a lot of the names I've looked at are CVCCVC or CVCVC or CVCVC. A lot of the ones I've looked at are that format where some of those V's could be like the compound sounds or the, I guess in this case of how we're doing it, they wouldn't technically be diphthongs. I don't know. We're faking it, but for the most part, it looks like I know some have two consonants. And given that we also already have a lot of sounds that are multiple, I think we can probably limit it to 2 consonants in both the onset and the coda, because that could still give us as many as like 4 letters or something, given the sounds we have. So I'm going to take out the possibility of having 3. Coda length 2. Yeah. So then if we have CVC, that's obviously having 1 consonant in the onset and coda for both of those syllables. For CVCVC, it's a question of whether that middle consonant is in which syllable, which do I have some examples of that? Peter, Petar is one of my names, so Peter. I guess it could be Peter. I feel like the T is in the second one. So I feel like maybe it's more likely to have an onset than a nucleus. Consonant, maybe? So we'll adjust the percentages for that. So let's say 2 should still be rare. I think, do we want that to be like 5% of the time, 10% of the time? There's 2. I feel like it's got to be something small like that. So let's start with 5% of the time we have 2. And then for 1, we want there to be a bigger chance of having 1 in the onset than the nucleus. So we have 95% left to play with. So let's say we almost exclusively have this. So let's say 90% of the time we have a single consonant in the onset. And then that would leave us with 5. So this is all correct. So these are my weights, which if you're familiar with like random generators, that's just telling you like, it's sort of like a percentage, right? You don't have to have it add up to 100. So this could be like the equivalent to this, if we like divided it by 5, it would be 1, 1, and then I think what? 18? I don't know. Whatever. But like I could do it like that. It doesn't have to add up to 100, but it makes my brain happier to do that. So yes. So that would be onsets. And then for nucleus, or no, sorry, for coda, we want it to be more likely for there to be 0. So what if we say like 30% of the time it's 0, which would leave us with, let's see, 30 plus 10 is 40, would leave us with 60. So 30 plus 65 plus 5 is 100. Yes. And we can change, I can set it like, if you look down here, I can do a lot of custom stuff, and I have a lot of other methods that I can override to, like, if we want something really, really specific, like if I want to say, you know, the onset when it's the start of the word always has to have this, and like I want to give it different weights. We can be that weird if we want to, but I think for this, we probably don't have to because we'll just pick what like looks good. We'll see if we end up needing to. That leaves us with the nucleus, which I'm thinking we just 100% of the time, it is going to be 1. And we will not allow any diphthongs or vowel clusters. So this is like in the other language, I had this list of allowed vowel clusters. I think we just toss that concept, right? They're just gone. There are no vowel clusters. It will only ever be these. And what will happen with this method, which is not currently used, so I need to add it, but that'll essentially look through a generated word and grab vowel clusters, and if any like consecutive set of vowels is not in this list, it would be disallowed. So we're basically, I actually think we just, I don't know, we're not going to have this. We could at some point rewrite this to be just a list of all vowels, but I don't think we need to have that right now. So I'm just going to comment it out so we can add it back in later if we want to. But okay. So then I have name syllable length weights, which I think it can be like 1, 2, or 3 pretty easily. It can probably be longer than that, but like we probably want to keep it more basic. So maybe like 15% of the time it's 3 syllables. And then I feel like normally maybe like 45% of the time, 40% of the time. Does that add up correctly? 40 plus 45 is 85 plus 15. Yes. Okay. Aaron says, also in Christmas, I was gifted a new telescope. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's really cool. I love the idea of using a telescope. My problem is I would forget how to use it. Like, I don't know. Unless I looked at it like multiple times a week all the time, I feel like I'd forget how to use it. But that is so cool. I love space and stars, and just like, I always try to take pictures and go to dark sky preserves and stuff, but like I'm not familiar enough with like how to properly take photos of it or anything. So I don't know. I just look at it horribly with my eyes. I don't know. Oh, okay. So where are we? This is, I have some bad links here that I still need to fix. So real quick, let me fix those up and then we can move on. Where is that defined? In the library. So do we have a list of, oh, I didn't fix this, forged language morphemes. So we'll go that here. Import that, and then nouns is still bad. So let's import the right one. Forged. There we go. All right, so I think everything in here now is linking to other stuff within the forged language library, I guess. Oh, I don't think I want get custom middle coda letter weights. This is basically saying that you can't have T, D, K, or G in the middle coda, so like not on one of the ends, or I guess it can't be on the, it can be on the very end of a word, but if you have 2 syllables, it can't be in that middle spot. I don't think we care about that right now, so I'm gonna just do that, which it's identical. Yeah, we'll just remove it. And then vowel cluster length validation. I don't think we need this either because that's using that allowed vowel clusters. Okay, so we have the basic sounds here now and the rough syllable lengths. So my goal here is we want to create names. So we need both personal names, we need family names. We need to think about place names, which we'll get to. Let's worry about people names first. Cuz I know I want to have those for sure. And then we might have to consider like if we want to name any of the like titles or honorifics, like if I want to have custom ones of those or just use like an English translated version, right? Like if you're calling someone in the military that's, you know, a higher rank than you or a, you know, a peer, like sir or something like that, do I want to still have that? Do I want to have my own word for that? I don't know. We'll get to that. But let's do names. So I up here, scroll up, made a long list of all the names that are currently in my book. And not all of them are actually used, but they're like, these are my like major family trees, and I'm sure I have other ones. Also surnames from Job, Smith, Taylor. Yeah. Yeah, let's get to that because I have a list that we need to talk about of uh a list of different like origins of Serbo-Croatian family names, and I have like 5 options here that we probably don't want to be that general. Like there's only going to be a few surnames mentioned, so I probably want to stick with one pattern here, but um what I have is all of these. And you can probably like all of these are somewhat recognizable. I changed the spelling of some of them, but I think they're almost all exact Croatian names that I may have changed the spelling to be a little bit more like English pronounceable, I guess. But these are all the ones we have to replace. And the ones that I don't know, it might be good to pick names that have a similar feel to them just so it's easier for me to remember, but also we're going to pick the right names and I will figure it out if like I'm getting confused and don't remember who's who. But let me see. So my notes for names, let me just put them let me put them in the builder section cuz this would be where we'll create methods to build names. So, for personal names, the notes I have. Okay, so there are certain elements that are really, really common in these names. So the common ones here are MIRA, which means peace. There is MILA, which means precious. And then there's SLAV, which means glory. And this is the A ending is feminine. And then blah, 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 blah. Peasant names typically derived from simple nouns or adjectives. So Vesna is spring, Zora is dawn, Brana is to protect, Vuk is wolf. So those are a lot of the shorter names, which are just those are fine, right? Great. Let's see. It looks like a lot of the feminine names do end in an A, not always, and then the masculine names typically seem to end in a consonant or O, but they can end in anything too. So I think because I want to keep this feel, I think maybe having a like feminine masculine name difference might still be interesting. My culture doesn't really have a big like cultural gender role divide in this too, so maybe it would be better to leave that out because then do I want more the language feel or more of the like let's go with the keeping that feel of the language because the changes in their society that would have resulted in them being more like gender equal happened recently enough. It would have been with the like presence of magic and how that changed society like maybe like 500 years ago ish. So like I feel like names could have not derived could have changed their patterning within that amount of time, but I think it's close enough that, like, we can reasonably still keep that pattern, keep that feel. Um, so I don't know if we'll keep maybe A as the more feminine ending just because that's more familiar with that. I don't know if that's common across, like, all Slavic languages or if there's any other patterns there that anyone else is aware of, but I could see having A be a common feminine ending. And then we could keep the same endings for masculine names where it's like consonants or O. But not have that be, like, required, like, could still have some other stuff in there, potentially. So we have that, and then I really, really like the idea of there being some really common pieces in names, because just, like, looking at lists of names when I was Googling this, like, you really do see this a lot. So I think we should come up with, a handful of bits like that that are really, really common in the names. Hello, Gregatron. Hello. Greg. Yes, Polish feminine names and surnames end in vowels. It ties into the grammar. Yeah. So we won't be creating the grammar here, but we're like faking it where the grammar would have that to still be like have that vibe. So I think maybe we do that too then. Maybe we just be really general with it because again, we have a more limited set of options to like show these examples. So we could just have feminine names end in a vowel and masculine names not end in a vowel, and then just go with that and keep that really simple. Um, that could definitely work. So then we want to come up with a few really common things in names. And I don't want to necessarily prescribe the meaning to all of these nouns for the names, at least. Places, I think we'll want to. But it doesn't necessarily, like, I don't know. I don't really prescribe to, like, the meaning of names because, I don't know, you don't know who the person is, and they're not gonna know what those mean anyway, I don't know, and I don't plan on bringing it up. So we're just not gonna do it, but we're gonna pick some common, like, really common endings for names. Which actually, are these always endings? I think these are usually endings, but I don't think they have to be. I'm not sure. But we'll go with them maybe being endings, and then if we wanna add them to the beginnings of stuff, we can. So before we can do that, we need to actually start generating some syllables. No, there's a Polish name of Miroslav. Oh, so maybe it doesn't always have to have the ending. Ah, Miroslav. Interesting. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so they can go anywhere. Alright. So then we need to, is this gonna break or is this gonna work? This is the question of, oh god. Let me go to my main method and we're gonna start generating some syllables, just some like super basic syllables, and we're gonna see how that goes. So let's create a new method I can call for the forged language. Forge builder, forge language rules. And then we want the spell language builder for that. Okay. And then we want to print basically single syllable words to start. Do we have? Yes. Okay. So what this is going to do is it's going to take all the rules that we've established so far and it is going to generate 50 basic syllables, which will hopefully work. Okay, so let's see if this works. Or if I have a bug somewhere and it's not going to compile. Fingers crossed. There we go. Okay. So these are a bunch of syllables with the rules we've set up. Bip, fa, ka, bit, lo, bol, fed. Okay. Fizz, mif. So then I want to pick a few to be common, and if we don't like these, we can keep generating it, but I think I kind of like nen. That's kind of interesting. So we can make that an option. Nen. We could do, I mean, Beck could be interesting. Potentially. And then Kiev. No, because we already have V and K there, but I guess it would be very similar. Those would have a very similar feel to them. Let's just run it again and see what we get this time. All right. Ses, faf, dol, com, lig, dil, got, sag, full, tough, live, pock, com. Pulb is weird. Pulb? I don't know. I don't think I like that one. I'm not seeing any of the YA family vowels in the generated output. Oh, you're right. Ooh, wait. Okay, hold on. Good call, Greg. Good call. So I think, okay, I might have forgotten. Let's see. Where are these used? Do I need to have the allowed vowels list? Let's see. Where is this used? Allowed vowels. Allowed vowels. This, yeah, it's using the right one. Okay, I must be. Oh, sorry. I shouldn't have moved this on you. Sorry. There must be somewhere that is in the list of letters. How is that not showing up? Oh, it's the sonority hierarchy. Okay. I did have it documented somewhere. So that's the plosive, affricate, fricative, nasal, whatever. Where did I mess this up? List, get all of type, all types. It's fine. Oh gosh. I must have messed this up somewhere for that to not be showing up. Get vowel letters, language definition, dot allowed vowels. So this should be returning the one I set, but it's obviously not. I wonder if it's getting filtered out somewhere. Ooh, I wonder if welcome Ty. This is actually not for the same setting as the magic language streams. This is for my other book that I'm about to start revisions on. So it's a whole different everything. And we're trying to create a replacement for what had previously sort of been a Croatian ripoff, and now we're trying to actually make something nice. Will you add vowel harmony? I'm going to be completely honest with you. My understanding of vowel harmony is that that is a term. I don't really understand how it, like, I don't understand it very well yet, and I don't understand how to apply it in this case. So I don't know. Well, probably not unless someone, like, explains it to me and I'm like, "Oh, wait, that's a great idea, let's do that." Um, okay. I have a theory that for vowels, my rule here on the nucleus is causing all these double letter ones to be not allowed. And if that's the case, I need to fix that. Which, let's see where this is used. Yeah, it's just like I use a lot of things and I don't know what they mean, and like now I know how to do this, and so I'd rather it like it's an opportunity to do my own thing, you know? But yes, more originality is always great in this sort of thing. Um let's see. I'm mostly just trying to figure out where my problem is. Get supported nucleus lengths. Okay, let's see here. Build all valid vowel clusters. So it's going to get all allowed vowels for each vowel. Valid vowel cluster dot add vowel dot get sound. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, that's just taking the sound of each vowel and adding it to clusters. So then if supported nucleus lengths contains 2, so if it's allowed to have 2, it'll add all the combinations, and it does that for all of these. So that shouldn't rule it out at all. So it should be fine. So I wonder, valid initial onset cluster, valid vowel clusters is 12. Valid vowel clusters is 12. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So the language is acknowledging that we have all 12 of those allowed vowels. But why isn't it showing up when I run it? Because I don't see any of them. So weird. It's gotta be... Okay. Okay. This is the problem of doing this with the code, is that sometimes I mess up the code and it's a problem. Let's just step through and make sure it's using the right language for everything. Forage language. Oh, wait. Forage language builder. Because it's not using that right now. That should be fine. It shouldn't actually need that. Because this should use the right language rules. Yeah, forage language rules. We're not using any of these methods. We're just using the language builder. That should all be fine. Let's see. This is really annoying. Why is that not happening? I mean, I guess we can manually replace some, but the whole point of doing this is to have, like, you know what I mean? Oh, gosh. Okay. Is word valid for language? Does not contain denied vowel clusters. We shouldn't have that be a problem. Yeah, none of these are in my disallowed vowel clusters in general. Like, that should all be fine. Perfectly fine. Get nucleus length weights. Nucleus length. Get by weight and length. Let's see. Get key dot length filter. I wonder if this is part of the problem, because I do have a comment here saying fix. Get by weight and length, weighted options with length. Get key would be the sound dot length. Okay, so I think maybe here is where we're getting messed up. This might be a problem. So let me just see if we can get to this in the code. Okay, this is for consonants. Skip consonants. Here we go. So these are all the vowel options, and they all have a weight of 2, which is like my default weight for everything. So this is returning weighted options with length. So let's step over. We're debugging code right now. Weighted options with length is 4. Yeah, okay. We found the problem. So I think I might just need to comment this out for right now. Because this is looking for very specific lengths of like letters of vowels, not sounds of vowels, which is a problem. So I'm not sure if there's a good programmatic way for me to fix this quickly for right now, or to fix it correctly right now. I can take the time later to do this correctly. But let's see. Checking the length. So we need to just not do that. But I wonder if we turn, because right now, weighted options, hold on. So the weighted options has them as separate letters here. Which one to choose? Weighted option stream filter. Dot length. I think for this language, we want to ignore this. So I will need to fix this when I go back to use this for my other languages. But for now, what we are going to do is just do that. And comment this out. And then that should work now. So let's go back to our main method and let's run it again. Yeah, stop the debug. Okay. Oh my, what? Are these single? Wow. See, now this looks very different. And this is doing the same thing now with consonants, which might be a problem, but oh gosh, these are disgusting looking. Nerve, glia, semj. See, part of the problem with like spelling out all these sounds so phonetically is they get a lot longer and then they just look really gross, which I think is part of where I'll have to like sometimes you won't need all the extra letters to make the same sounds. But like Yotsk, that I feel like shouldn't have been generated together, but it's probably because it's the TS that we added. That's like the what did we added as a fricative or an approximate? Yatsk, Nog, Tear, Blen, Dolt. Like, once you actually pronounce them, they're not that complicated, but Aereo, Me, Pilk, Near. This one's kind of interesting. That could be a fun one to do, and it gets our weird air sound in there. Let's go back to library. So this was a fun one. Hamj. I feel like that doesn't quite have the vibe we're looking for. Zutsk, Zutsk, Zhou, Ku, Tub. Yeah, like, if I wanted all of these generated ones to have the right feel, I'd have to do a lot more playing around with, like, adding a bunch of things that aren't allowed, adding things that are a lot more common than other ones, because these are very all over the place. Um, Deep, Narrowed, Gems, Gems, seems weird. Jams, Jam, though by itself could be interesting, or Gem. Gem is interesting. Chem, and that's still allowed. Oh, what this is doing for the consonants is because I took out the length thing. So you know what? Okay, we're gonna go back. I'm so sorry, everybody. We're gonna go back because this is ignoring everything for the consonant lengths. So I think what I want to do is separate this as having for vowels lists. And for now we won't have, well, we'll let that take a length. And that will be the same for this. But then for consonants, we're going to keep this because it works for consonants for the most part. Although I still need to change it to, like, yeah, this is a problem, but let's at least fix it more. So this is build name ending in consonant with given ending coda. So this should be for a consonant. And then down here, onset, that's a consonant. Consonant, and this would be for vowel. Take away the breakpoint, and I think that's correct. So essentially what the problem is here, and this is a self-imposed problem that I caused to myself, is that I have to at some point switch from using my sounds as individual sounds and switch them to be letters, so just parts of a string. And the problem is it doesn't group that when it does all the validation and getting the right set by, like, the sounds versus the letters. So if, for example, in this method for consonants, when it has the weighted options, like we said earlier, right? Like you can have two consonants. So it could actually build like ZH, for example, as a whole consonant with like two sounds, ZH, but that's also equivalent to our single sound ZH. So it can't tell the difference at this stage in the code, which is a limitation. So what I probably need to do is map this back to a list of sounds that are present in the language and then check the length on that. And then that would also merge some things that end up in generation. Like if then I generated ZH as an option, it would sort of filter it out. I'm trying to decide if I need to actually fix that right now. I think we kind of do need to fix that right now. So we'll have a bit of code for a second. Let's see how quickly I can do this. This is a static method, which is sort of a problem, which means that it doesn't have access to all the rest of the stuff that's in memory, like our language rules. So we need the language rules. We need all the valid consonants. Need sounds, essentially. So where this is called, for example, here, this is not a static method. So we could totally get that here, all the valid consonant sounds. Do we have that, though? Do we have a given list of those in our language? Because we have a list of allowed vowels. So I think we need to add a list of allowed consonants so that we can get those. So this is going to break a lot of stuff. Where's allowed vowels? Oh, did I just add that? Okay, here we go. We're going to add this method, but for consonants. Allowed consonants. So then we'll add that here to this object. Hello, tomato. Okay, we are going to fix this code, and then hopefully it'll look a lot better. Okay, so we fixed the language definition. Now we have our get allowed consonants method, which should be fine. And then we want this to be used. Where were we? Was it word builder? I think it was in here, right? Yeah. So here we need to have that list of what is it? List of, oh wait. That would help. Yeah. Cool. The consonants are actually consonants now instead of vowels. So then we should be able to expect a list of consonants, and those will be allowed consonants. And then we could do the same thing for vowels later, but let's get this working first. So we need, in this method, the allowed consonants. Equals, was this in language rules dot? Yes, there we go. And then we can just add this here. So then once we're trying to determine what to add, we will have all allowed consonants. No, wait. Right? Oh. Let's do language rules dot get allowed consonants. Okay, so we have fixed that. And now I think all of our actual languages are going to be upset. Yes, because our language definition now is off. So let's add all of our allowed consonants real quick. Which, what we could do, hold on. Is there an easy way to no, I don't, well, we're just going to do it all individually, even though this is more likely to be a problem. We're just going to do this because it's easier for now. We probably could have the basic language rules add all of these. Actually, okay, why aren't we doing that? Why aren't we doing that? Hold on. Yeah, okay. Language definition. We don't need this. Yeah, exactly, tomato. Exactly. So let's go back to, was it language builder? Language rules? Yes. This is not going to be this. We'll do allowed consonants equals new array list. And then we'll do add all. Exactly. Do we have a handy dandy language definition dot? Oh, I need to rename it here to sibilants, but that's fine. And then we'll add plosives. Nope. We'll add nasals. We'll add fricatives. And then we'll add approximates. I think that's everything, right? Approximates, nasals, plosives, fricatives. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Why are you angry? Consonants. Oh, sure. There we go. So now we don't have to define this for every language. It's automatically provided and we can't F it up, which is always good. So then we have to actually handle this. Ugh, this formatter is so annoying. Okay. So the problem here is I have a string, right? So say that string is like ZH is a good example, right? Or it could be like that. What we needed to do is when it's parsing a string, identify the correct consonant that it is, which we essentially need a get next consonant, sort of, where it can then parse it out into a list. But the problem is, it could be any number of strings. So what I think we could do is sort allowed consonants by sound length. So the longest ones are first, right? So you'll have ZH before Z or H. And then once it does that, we could have it get the first match of like a starts with. Does this string starts with this? And if it does, then we take it out. And then it would find ZH instead of Z. I think that's how we need to do it. Okay. I think that's how we need to do it. Oh gosh. Okay. So private static, this is going to return a consonant. Yeah, parsing is tricky. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Strings are messy. So private static consonant, and we want to get first consonant. Or we'll say, yeah. And this is going to be the consonant cluster I don't know. We'll just call it a cluster. Yeah, too many edge cases. So cluster, and we need the list of allowed consonants. So we'll say this is a sorted list already, so that we only have to do it once. So let's build our sorted list. Allowed consonants dot. Does this have a nice stream? Sorted. Let me Google this real quick right the way, because I want to sort it by length too. So I'm not sure if that's... So string Java sort by length. Let's see. Integer.compare. Okay, we'll do this. So sort. Oh, that works better if it's an array. Ooh. Let's see. See if it'll let me do this. No. Nope, nope, nope. We'll do it a different way. Sorted. We need to create a comparator. No, I think we want to use arrays again. I can't see the chat right now, by the way, just if anyone was curious. So I want to sort basically the allowed consonants, and we'll create a comparator comparing an int and we will compare its because allowed is a list of consonants. I don't think it knows that that's a consonant though. Yeah, because I don't have any of the methods of it knowing what that is. So I wonder an int that will work. No, that's great. Let's see. We could be really gross here and do comparator. Let's just do new I really want to use the comparing int, but that only works if we're doing the strings and we're not comparing strings, we're comparing the objects. So I don't know if the comparing int thing is going to work. Because it basically needs a toInt function. How do I create a toInt function? Let's see. Java toInt function. Ew. Let's say it's still not treating this as a consonant. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm supposed to sort this. Maybe what we can do. Okay. Oh gosh. Why did I not do this beforehand? I'm so sorry. This is probably horribly boring for everyone. You're like, why are we just watching you write Java code? Not even the interesting language bits. How do I want to do this? Okay. Let's see. All right, we're just going to be really boring. And we're going to create, oh gosh, new Java class. Well, this goes under where? Phonetics. So we'll put it under here. And this will be a consonant comparator. Sure. Public class implements consonant. So I'm basically just creating something that's going to compare two of these. Consonant. Okay. So then what I want to actually compare with this, right, is I want to first compare by length and then compare by, I guess we could do like alphabetically. So I could do integer.compare first dot get sound dot length and second consonant dot get sound dot length. And that will give me the length ones. If they are equal, greater than 0. Yeah, okay. So this will either return 0, 1, or 2, which is fine. So this will be compare length. So essentially what this is going to tell me is whether the first one or the last one is longer. So then I want to do is if it's 0, I want to basically compare it alphabetically. Yeah. So that compare two strings alphabetically. I think there's a simple way. Yeah. Okay, so what we'll do is, okay, so right now, we want to make sure we don't have an off by one issue here. So if the first one is shorter, value less than, so -1 if x is shorter. Is essentially what that's going to return there. Which again, like we actually want to swap this probably. Because we don't want, I think what this will do is return the opposite ordering that we want. But yeah, negative if string 1 comes before alphabetically. So -1 means first comes before. So we want the longest to come before, right? So longest comes first. So we'll have to tweak that. But if it is 0, right, if they're the exact same length, then we just want to return a basic alphabetical comparison. So we can do first consonant dot compare, dot get sound dot compare to second consonant dot get sound. And this we can return. And otherwise, so -1 if the first one is shorter. -1 means the first one comes first, which we want it to be the opposite. So we basically want to return the negation of this. So what we could do is just swap them. That might work. I think that will work. And then if that's not it, then return compare length. I think maybe that will work. Oh, you think this is cool, Patrick? Okay. I'm glad this is not horribly boring for everybody. Okay. In theory, this will work. I don't know if this will actually work. We'll have to see it when it happens. But we now have a comparator, so we can compare them. So we're back to our word builder. So we want to sort our consonants, and we now have a comparator. So what we can do is we can literally just do collections.sort. Can't we do that? Oh, collections.sort. And we want to sort allowed consonants and a new consonant comparator, I think. Why are you sad? Sure. Okay. We have now sorted this into sorted consonants. This is a list of consonants. Is it not? Oh, it changes. It's sorting the list as is in place. We'll do a list dot copy of allowed consonants dot sort, I think. No. And then we need to call sorted consonants dot sort new consonant comparator. Okay. I think that's right. Immutable object. Is list.copy of return an immutable list? Returns an unmodifiable list. Blech. There. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think that will work. So now we have all of our sorted consonants. So we should be able to provide that list down here in order to get the first consonant. So what we want to do is sorted consonants.stream. So we're going through the list of our sorted consonants. So it'll start with the longest ones first. And it will, so stream find first, filter, I just heard something crash downstairs. I'm waiting to hear if, like, let me text my husband and make sure everything's okay downstairs. He's down there with the kids, so, like, I'm gonna go check on my son real quick. I'll be right back. Are you okay? I'm sorry, bud. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Everything is fine. My son was just upset because he was not listening and got in trouble for not listening, not because he just like fell down the stairs and broke his leg. We're good. We're good. We're good. Sometimes you think as a parent that you know what all the cries and like yells mean, like, you know, frustrated versus actually hurt and all that. And sometimes you can't quite tell and you get worried. What was I doing? Okay, so we have our sorted consonants. We're streaming through them, and we want to see if the cluster dot starts with the consonant dot get sound. So if our string, which say it is ZH, it'll check if that starts with ZH before it checks if it starts with like Z or H. So filter dot starts find first. Okay. Filter find first. Right, because technically it's optional. Sure. Or else we'll just throw an exception. It shouldn't happen, right? But if it does happen, it'll throw an exception, and then we'll have to actually handle it properly. So what we want to do is we will have a list of consonants. So the consonants in string. Oh, we're going to have to do this for every single thing in the list. Oh, this is so gross. Okay. For all the consonants in the string, so we'll have to do this in a loop. So, okay. Let's start weighted options dot stream dot map, which will be a pair of, well, we'll just say this is the string to cluster to weight. Is that what it is? Okay. Consonants in the string, or I guess in the cluster, equals new array list. And this is going to be the sorted list of consonants in the cluster. So while string get first. Yeah. Okay, so while this cluster string dot length is greater than 0, sure. While it is not empty, we want to get the first consonant in it. So bar first consonant, that. Give it the sorted consonants. Okay, so it'll get the first consonant. So then we want to add it to the list, add first consonant, and we want to remove it from, we want to remove it from the actual cluster string. Oh God. Is there a replace first? Yeah. Replace first. So the first time it sees that, it is going to replace it with an empty string. Okay. And we'll just reinitialize it to that. Yeah, okay. So what this should do is it'll go through finding the first consonant in that cluster of consonants until it's empty. And then we'll return pair of consonants in cluster to second. So now instead of a pair of that cluster as a string to the weight, now it's a list of consonants to the weight. Select to list. So this is going to be weighted options as consonants. Maybe. You want to go to to list, don't you? No, absolutely not. Okay, so now we have that new weighted options list. This is all done. So now we just need to replace this. So we'll use this dot stream filter option dot get key dot size equals length. Weighted options with the right length we're looking for. So what I could probably do is put this here and then do that. Merge it as one thing. And then in theory, that's it. And in theory, that works. Maybe. And then I'm just going to need to do this for vowels, but for this language, I don't need to. So I won't do that today and make you sit here and watch it. So let's see if this works at all. Let's regenerate a bunch of names. Okay. Okay, this looks better. This looks a lot better. I think we did it. I think we did it, people. Yay to the codings. All right, so we were in the process of finding a few bits to be common in names. Oi. Oh, you like OI? Oip. It is a fun one. All right, so what I think we need to do, these are all still valid, I believe. Yeah, these are all still valid, so that's good. So now we can maybe look here and see I feel like that's really funny. Su, them, dun, flald, Sharon, yeah, is good. Selk. I kind of like Selk. That's kind of cool. And I want something that ends in a consonant, probably, if we're doing the feminine ends in vowel and masculine doesn't thing. Then I want to be able to, well, I guess I could just add or remove the vowel, it doesn't matter. Shara, Ton, Tana, Tane, Tano. I feel like Ton could be interesting. Pear, Colm. Colm is good. Colm. Yeah. Let's add that one. Doom. Wait, I think that's literally. Is that literally just doom? Doom. I think it's literally just doom. That's another case where the phonetic spelling makes it longer. Whereas, like, if I was looking at that, I could just change that to doom. We're not going to have doom because I feel like that'd be weird. Bio, chi. I'm seeing some of the Y vowels. Not a ton, but, like, we're definitely getting some in here. These are Goyerge, I think is how that would be pronounced, maybe? Goyerge? That does not sound very Slavic. Maybe I'm wrong. Gerjetzt. I feel like I'm like separating out those consonants at the ends too much. Perjolj. Schla. Let's run it again. See what else we find. Pleats, ba, fo, im, pli, doc, dot, Goyerge. Oh, that does sound fine. It sounds okay. Okay, good. Goyerge. It's very fun. It doesn't sound like a name. Goyerge. I don't know why it doesn't sound like a name, but it doesn't, but it sounds like a very fun word. Neru. Clock. Goyerge sounds like a type of cheese. It does. Oh my gosh. I'm really tempted to now world build a new type of cheese that's called Goyerge just because it would be funny. Oh, I'm mostly just gonna make that as a comment. I'm not gonna do it, probably. But just because that's funny. Okay. Yeah, the, ye, the. That's all this is, right? The. That looks too close to Tesla. Go for it. Mary, which like spelling wise, because air is just the R. So this would be Mree. Would that still be if okay. In Cyrillic, right? If you have Mree, like the equivalent for that. I can't remember what EE is. What did we use that for? That was it's like the long E sound. I don't know. But if we had that in Cyrillic, would that be Mary? Because it almost looks like Marie. Like Mary. I don't know. Someone should tell me that actually knows literally anything about Cyrillic. Jiv dot you pew. Let's see. Tli Pyost. That sounds very Russian. Pyost. I don't know why, but like I guess the all the sounds are probably basically the same anyway, but Pyost. So that must be the T must be separate, so it must be SH and then T, I guess. Pyost. 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 Yes. Those letters, the Cyrillic letters that Tomato put in the chat, how would you pronounce that? Would that be Mary? Is that how you would pronounce that phonetically? No, the Mri would be fine. So it's Mri or Mary? Which one? Is the, yeah. Pyost. I like Pyost. I don't like it in names because I think it's too long and we don't want the names to sound the same. That is one caveat with doing all of the what am I thinking? That is the one caveat with having these little common chunks in it, like you see in the Slavic names, or at least the Croatian names, or it is the Croatian names that have the Slavic origins, because we're completely ignoring the trends and things that happen in the more Christian Croatian names, and we're focusing mostly on like the Slavic based ones for the patterns. So I guess I don't know if you'd call it just their common Slavic things and names, or if it's unique to Croatia. I know I see those in a lot of other languages, but common words to be in names, right? We don't want those to make the names sound too similar, right? Because if you have like 20 names in a book and 2 of them sound really similar, readers will get confused, right? So I need them to not be that long, like Pyost. If that was in a bunch of names, unless I have really long names, it's going to be hard to make those names still seem distinct. Mri. Okay. So I guess you would have Mri. You would have an actual proper R sound in that then, that I've sort of ignored. That R wouldn't have the air sound to it, I guess, or pronunciation. Okay. So, where were we? Karoi? Jera? Or Jra again? Like, I might have to finagle how the R's are spelt to make a little bit more sense, but at least they're really distinct right now, because that's anytime you have an AI, it's going to be the air sound. Yes, normal R in MRI. Okay. So when is the R an R sound and when is it an air sound? Is this the thing? Someone commented on this earlier in the chat. Let me scroll up. Okay, is this the thing that George was talking about? Cyrillic has characters, but when they are preceded by a consonant, that typically means palatalization of the consonant. Is that so? Palatalization. Okay. The palate, the top of your mouth, Is that the difference? Is that what he was talking about there? That when it's preceded by a consonant. So, like, if you have ZH, that R sound, it becomes ZHR instead of ZHAIR. Is that what we're talking about? Let me scroll back down. No. No. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the rule is there. If when it would be an air sound, because in the example I have, where's the example I have? The air sound is in, it's the P, right? The P. Okay, wait. Palatalization puts a Y before a vowel. Palatalization. Okay, okay. For example, byan would be palatalization. So instead of on, it would be beyond. Okay. So that's not relevant in this case, right? Because this is a consonant. So I'll have to look into that at some point. Because we may need to... I'll need to figure out if there's like an easy rule for when I can swap those out. Okay. Do we have enough examples here? Let's run it one last time real quick and just do a quick scroll. Die. Geef, Eels, Mish, Shloy. And I think something I'll also have to do is look up these the things we come up with and make sure they don't mean anything like unfortunate, you know, or bad. I don't know. Ch, Seri, 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 Bom, Biels, Na, Bob. Just have Bob. Bob. I don't know why. It just sounds like you're saying Bob, but with an accent. I don't know what accent, but Bab. I guess it could be Bab. Bob. Bab. Nah. I kind of like the NH. Nah. We have an NH, right? Is that a combined NH? Yeah. So it's an N and then the H. Nah. Which I feel like you don't see that too much. Midwest accent, yeah. Bob. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here we go. I kind of like that. But did we say we weren't going to have... I don't know. Okay, we can add a consonant at the end of it, though. Air is an approximate. We have air, so the R there is an approximate. So I basically just swapped it out, I think, because it's basically just the R, and I'll have to change that to actual R sometimes. But this is simplified, these groups here, just to make it a little bit easier. Where are my letters, phonemes? Here. Yeah, so all my plosives and my oral stops are marked as plosives. My fricatives, and I think my affricates are in here too. And then I have nasal stops, approximates, and then these are... I think some of these are like slides, and I think there's a lot of other words for those, but I have a simplified version here. This is air right there. Where was I? Yes. Okay. So I think I need... Wait, what is this? Therub? Therub? Or Thrub? Therub? Thrub? That's brilliant. Therat? Or Thrat? Thrat? I feel like that would be an R there. Thrat. And that would probably... Thrat. Thrat? Something like that. Parents. Verok. Verok. Yeah, I need to figure out... I think that's going to be important, is to figure out when the AIR becomes an R. Give, Claire, or Dlar, Delar, Delaire. I don't like that DL. Dl. That's kind of hard to put together. Yield. I think we're good. We're good with this set. I need to add a consonant at the end of the NHA though. So that could be I mean, we can make that nair, we could make that, like, we could do that, and then it's sort of like Tzrat is a bit rough, but manageable. Tzrat. Yeah. And it's, I feel like that definitely is probably Tzrat, not Zerat. So let's do, kind of like that. Tzrat. Tzrat. Zerat. Tzrat. Tzrat. Zerat. I don't know. Think about that. That could be nam, nam, nad, nam, nal. Let's go with an L there. So I want to have public static final string common name bit 1. We'll just call it that because we're not going to prescribe meaning to these unless I have to. So I definitely like null. I think that's good. And then let's do, I want to do nair, them, selk, kom, kiv, nen, hanen. Kom. By the way, is this up on GitHub? It is in a private GitHub right now. I haven't made it public yet. I might at some point if I can like take the base part of all of this, because I have all my languages in here right now, but if I take this base part and make it like a separate project and set it up to be a little bit more extensible, I might. My only hesitation is like most people that would be using this don't know how to code. So like I would need to make it more like both more extensible for using it for something other than what I'm using it for, or like add some sort of interface or something for it. It's on the list to look at some point, but it is not currently. Yeah, it would be cool. It would be cool. I'd get so many like bug requests like, hey, none of this works. Can you fix this? And I'd be like, oh no. I would probably have to make it like where people could like develop, like, what is that? Like open source, I guess, you know? Vec. I like Vec. I like Kiev. Kiev. Near them. Gem. Yeah, that's like gem. Let's do gem. I feel like 3 common ones is probably sufficient for now, and we can come back. So now we have to build names. Which right now I just have like a generic build name. But we want to be a bit more complicated with this. Kiev is the capital of Ukraine. Ooh, that's a good point. Did I add that one? Yeah. There we go. Yep. Agreed. That would be, yeah. See, those are the kind of things we want to avoid, you know, where people look at that and they're like, wait a second. It would always, like, it wouldn't be by itself, but still. Okay, so I think one of the other languages I did might have something we can copy. In my potion world, in my side society of Jajlesh, we have, let's see, I made these really, really specific. Build male name. Copy this for now. Yeah, and I don't want it to be like a specific ending. The vowel following suffix, consonant following suffix. Yeah, so I don't quite want these methods. I want like ending. So build a name ending in a vowel with a given ending. I think this is what I want. Given ending. Ding and C. I think. Thanks. Build word with syllables. Build name with given beginning. Build name. Build syllable. So I think what we might want, we're going to have to be a little bit weird here. Let's document what we actually want to do first before I write the code for it, or else I'm going to get myself confused. So we want names. Great. We already have our syllable length, which is usually 1 or 2, but occasionally 3 syllables. And a lot of them look like this. So let's go to here. So we know that. We have some common endings. So, which would be different depending on whether or not they're for So how would we do that? So if we have separate for like building masculine versus feminine names, we can do something where we have it generate only the beginning and then we sometimes add the end bit. So what this would look like if we take out these last bits, we would have basically, so 1 to 2 syllables plus optional common bit plus gendered ending or whatever, masculine, feminine ending, whatever. And I think that would be about what we'd want. It would get rid of the case of there being 3 without the optional common bit, or we could say or optional third syllable. We can go with that. Do I have a handy? I don't think I have a handy method for that already. Like I think you saw I have a bunch of them. Vowel following suffix, consonant following suffix. We could just build name with given ending and then do that external part separately. But this will have, well, Build world with syllables, build name with given ending. If we did this, we could then just rule out too many syllables. Like if it ends up being too long, we could just rule it out. Because we basically length, false, false, true. Actually, no, this is what we want. This is exactly what we want because we can give it, the ending could literally just be like the vowel thing or something. So actually, whoop, where am I? Sorry, I just got lost. Word builder. We want this one. This is what we want. Which I think is that literally what it already is? Yeah, okay. So we have to decide what we want the odds of it having the either no third syllable, which we said was, what did we say the odds for that was? Only 15% chance? Chance. So do we want, I mean, it still has to be relatively rare for one of these to come up. So we probably need to create a new weighted thing. So let's do a custom name ending, whatever. Because our options are either just the basic ending, right? So like you know, the vowel or something. So it could either be a vowel, it could be, oh wait, but this is the male name, so consonant. It could be it could just be a regular syllable, ending syllable. It could be a common bit. Oh, but that could be anywhere. That's not going to work if we can have the common bits at the beginning of the names too, which we can. So you know what I think we need to do is just have different forms and have a different method to create each form, and then I can like generate different versions of them and use them. Like it doesn't need to be able to like do anything crazy, right? So let's do build male name with starting common bit. You can just call it that. And then we would basically want get word builder dot build name with given beginning. Vowel following suffix. This. And have this be one of the common bits. And that would basically be what that is. And then we would just have to must end in consonant. So build name with given beginning. We can randomly select from the common ones, which let's just up here. And we'll call these common name bits. There's no way I'm going to finish this in time. All right, what were our name bits? That was under library. Is these three. Just copy those real quick. So that'll be bit 1, bit 2, bit 3, import those. We'll give all of these, we'll be basic here and just give all these a weight of 1. And then we should be able to just build a sampling of these three. So, what is my way of doing that? Can't remember what it is. Get by weight. There we go. This is it. That's what I want. So the common bit is going to be that. Why is that not acceptable? Oh, it wants the list of pairs. Oh. Well, we can do that. list of pair of string to double. I feel like this is overly complicated. There's easier ways to do this, but I just want to do it the same way. So list of pair of that, pair of that, and pair of this last one. Tab, tab. There we go. Now that might work. Yes, okay. So we want it to start with this, if it's starting with the comma bit. Okay, so then we need to make sure it ends with a certain ending, which this would actually be convenient if I had this method that has with a given beginning and whether or not it must end in a vowel or a consonant. But what we can do is private boolean is valid male masculine name. We'll just make a validator. And so name dot ends with, do I have a method for this already? Hold on. Cancel validation filters. Nope. Wait. Is val. Yeah. Is consonant. So we want to use validation filter is consonant. Is consonant. Import that. Name dot get we want to get the last character. Let me remember how to get the last character in the string. Yeah. Char at name dot length -1. Okay. All right. So what this is going to do is it's just going to tell us if it ends in a consonant, essentially. Because instead of telling my program that it has to end in a consonant, I can just keep doing it until it's a consonant. And then I can add any sort of validation I want. Okay. So then what I will basically doing is name string name equals this. No, we'll just do a do while. Do name equals this. While name is valid masculine name. Oh my gosh. Okay. We want to say it's not. So what this will do is it's going to continue generating a name that starts with that common bit that ends in a consonant until it gets one that is a valid masculine name. So return name. Okay. So that's our first, I guess you could call it pattern for a name, right? One that starts with that common bit. So then we can do the exact same thing with the ending bit. So with ending common bit, same thing. So build name with given ending. Oh, yeah. Okay, so common name bit weights, refactor. Okay. Hello, Sarah. Thank you. Are you commenting on my random code? um, let's actually, since they're going to be different, since we're doing like this hard distinction between like masculine and feminine, although actually in the beginning it doesn't matter. So these are all okay. Those would all be valid as is as a masculine ending. So for this method, we can just say with ending and we know it's masculine. So we can say return that and we know it's good. We know you're right. Done. Okay, so then the options are to just generate a various whatever masculine name that doesn't have a common bit in it. And that's easy peasy. That's easy peasy. So we'll say public string build masculine name. And then we'll just say, we'll copy this bit. And essentially what this will do is it will build name. And we'll just keep doing it until it matches the masculinity rules, whatever, for the masculine words. Yes, this is a step up from my JavaScript Jenga days. Yeah, I mean, I will admit I do not know JavaScript, so I don't know if this is really a step up, but it is certainly something. We are doing something. All right. So these are all of our Petronax is the word I like, IDK, but is this useful? In terms of what? The word you like for what? Petronax. So I need to make the feminine version of these, but then we also need to build a male name, which what I think I can do, how much excessive work do we want to do? Because basically we have 3 method options here. Where did that method I just moved go? Here we go. So we can say var, these are the masculine name patterns. And then basically this. And we'll have this be like 1, 2, 3 for the name patterns. Return switch on masculine name patterns. Do I remember how to do a switch statement? Am I going to have to Google this? Something? Java 8 switch. Because I remember literally nothing. No, that's not what I want. There's a fancy one where you want to return, but I can't remember what it is. Where is it? Ha, there we go. Yeah, this guy. And then we'll do case 1. And in case 1, we want to return this. Case 2. And then I guess default will return a generic masculine name. Why does this want something? Oh. We'll just do that so that it's easy. Incompatible types. Oh, wait. I'm dumb. Sorry, I'm dumb. pattern to use equals, we want to do the sampling thing, which is this on the patterns. There. All right. So then what this is going to do is it'll select one of those patterns, and it is going to then generate that kind of masculine name and return it. So what do we want the options to be? I think normally we want them to not have one of those bits. No negative self-talk. Yeah. Yeah, I tend to I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. I totally think I'm great. I want the no comments bit to be pretty common, so maybe like 8, well, because there's 3 different options and it can end up at different parts. Let's say 80% of the time it doesn't have it, and then let's say this is for the ending bit. Let's say it's in the ending like 12% of the time, and it's at the beginning 8% of the time. So we'll go with that. Bum, 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 bum. So then let's delete this. Let's delete this. Let's delete that. I don't think I need that. So then let's do the same thing for yeah. Refactor, rename is invalid. There you go. We'll do the same thing for this one. And then I'm going to copy all of this, and then we're going to do the same thing for feminine names. Let's see. Why is this one not upset? Feminine. That's helpful. Okay. Feminine. Wow. I don't know how to spell feminine. Feminine. Oh my god. I spelled it right down here. Feminine. Feminine. Okay. Sorry. Can't spell. All right. So we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. Did we put this in the wrong spot? Let me move this up. So now the difference here is going to be these need special endings because the endings are going to be not match the feminine rules. So we will have to change them and make them match. Feminine with comment bits, with ending bits. I just use fem because spelling is hard and that's coming from an English teacher. That's smart. I should just do that. That's much easier to to pronounce. Okay. So is invalid. Feminine name. Fem and hom because it also looks cool. I like that. Hom. I do like that. I do like that. I might have to change all of that to this or this to that. Yes. Yes. Bitch. I will look into that. All right. So back to this. If it's starting with the common bit, I don't think there's actually a difference at all. Because I think it's just the ending is how the grammar works, I think, unless I'm wrong. But it's the ending bit that's a problem. So what we need to do is we need to add a vowel to the end. So what we could do, does it matter which vowel it is? Is it always like one of them or the other? Because what we could just do is like we could say the common bit with them ending is switch on the common bit. And then our options, what type of vowel are you talking about? So the rules I'm going with here is that uh, in Polish it is usually an A. Sarah, Werkanika. Okay. So we might just make them all A's, but I want to look at them and just like decide. But yeah, I feel like A probably makes sense. Where was I? Build. Here. Here. This is where I was. But basically, in order, like the rule will be like feminine words end in a vowel or feminine names end in a vowel. So we can't have it be just this. Those are technically like masculine endings. So if these are an ending, we would need to add like an A or something. And we don't have to stick with the rule of them being an A, but I just want to look at them and see if like, because this would be Nala, Nala. I feel like Nali. Let me think. Oh, you see these? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if I go back to my library where I have all these names that I haven't replaced yet. A. Okay, yeah, they all end in A. Okay, they literally all end in A, I think. But like some of the male names do too. But like again, I don't know if these are names that are used in Croatian, according to random Google searches, like they could be derived from like other places. They could be, so these won't all necessarily follow the rules, but there is a lot of them that end in O's. There's that ends in an A. So I have to decide if I want to expand that a little bit. But so far, I think every single one of the feminine names ends in an A. Do your vowel clusters make long A sounds? Who knows? It's just however you pronounce it. I only have like my sound is like an A, but the rule with this is these have to be whatever the direct pronunciation is by people is what it is. So if an English speaker would look at a word and pronounce it with a long A, then I guess that word has a long A. I don't know if that'll end up being like in the generated forms, but I would imagine so. Okay, so maybe, yeah, we don't bother. Let's do, what's the thing where you add it to the end? Can I literally, I can't remember if this works for strings. Can I literally just do that? Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, so I think we're just going to do that because I think that looks good. Nala, Veka, Zema. I think those are good. Brilliant. So let's take this a step further, shall we? Do I want to say that all feminine names have to end in an A? I'm kind of vibing with it, honestly. So instead of this, we could say return if oh gosh. Is this the direct? I can equaling in Java is annoying, but let's say A dot equals stat equals one of these is like an instance and one of these is a comparator. I think because it's a string, I think I can do equals equals. Maybe let's also end it in a ya, Maria. So that'll still be valid. That'll still be valid because I'm just checking if the very last letter is an A, not if the last like vowel sound is like just an A. So all of the ones that ended in A will work. So yeah, will still be valid by doing this because it's only checking the very last letter. Is that right? Did I do that right? Name, that's right. Name, one. What did I do wrong? Does not equal. And it's going to tell me to do something better. What? Okay, so that's apparently not right. Um, when I write my charas, what are charas? Are character types? Character types? Is that what that means? Sarah? Okay, so this is wrong. That's not how you compare a string. Check if I always like to joke that software engineers are literally just professional Googlers. It's all we are. Oh, there's an ends with. Wow. I'm so dumb. I can't believe I forgot that. Wow. Wow. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. Characters, yeah. So make it a good distinction. You can riff off of that when playing on character types. Yeah. True. Faster typer equals me. Yeah. I feel that. I also can't spell, especially when people are watching me, but that's not to say that I can spell when people aren't watching me either. So, what we can also do is when we build a basic feminine name with no common bit, instead of doing all this, is it valid, we can literally just do this and have it end in an A. Which, how is that going to work? It's going to count as a suffix? Is it going to validate it? Well, yeah, okay. So it will validate it first before returning it. So I think that'll work. We may have to change it. But okay. So I think this will work for building feminine and masculine names. So let's try and generate a bunch and see what they look like. And then we're getting so close to 2. How is this as far as we're getting here? Okay. So let's do 50. Let's do feminine names first. Build. Where did these go? Get word builder. Are these not? These are public. Where will that get word builder? Oh, wait. There we go. I don't want the general world builder. I want my special method world builder. There we go. All right, so let's build 50 feminine names. And hope it works. Because oh my gosh. All right. Run. Is this gonna work? Ooh, those are nasty looking. Okay. Oh, what the? There's got to be something wrong there. How many syllables is this? Okay, this is an R. So, groil or garoil. Groil? Oil. I think so. That's one syllable. Yas. This is one syllable. Thiaser or thiaser. Thiaser. Hello, Ross. Welcome. Just in time to see this wonderful. Okay, so that's one syllable, and this could either be Yerma or Yerma. So yeah, okay, this is 3 syllables. It's just really unfortunate. Wow. This is really unfortunate. It's mostly the R's that make it look so bad, and also just that's bad. Okay, let's go up to the top. So, Dria. We still need to figure out this R thing. When do... Because I feel like that's making these really hard to read, is that I don't know when the R's are the AIR, air, or if it's just a R sound. Which I feel like in this case, I feel like it's got to be when they follow a consonant, right? Because, like, I think the example, what was the example? Well, no, that's not gonna help me because that's just the English phonetic example, not anything that's actually beneficial in literally any way. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Let's drop the air to R to make it easier. Oh, that's an idea. Okay, let's try that for a minute. So let me go over to our rules. And instead of the air sound, we will have R. And let's do this again. Rerun. All right. These still look really bad. Oh my gosh. Uh, I think I need to reduce. We're okay. Sorry. Something up there just shifted on my shelf and I felt like something was about to fall on my head. I'm not dead. We're okay. Peppa. Oh my gosh. Peppa. Peppa. I actually Peppa. That's kind of brilliant. Try shorter names? Yeah. I might just need to make them shorter in general. So actually, I like that name though. So we're going to copy that name and we're going to put it up here. And someone will become Peppa. Yeah. I will say though, Ross, I hate Peppa Pig. I hate it with a burning passion. My daughter was watching it for a while and she got super into it and I was just watching it and I'm like, they are emotionally abusing poor Daddy Pig. Like, poor Daddy Pig. Maybe drop your syllable count. Yeah. I'm going to adjust our weights on all of this stuff. So right now I have a 15% chance of it being 3 characters. Let's drop that down, or 3 syllables. Let's drop that down to like a 3% or something. So like it could still happen, but it's rare. And let's make 1 syllable a little bit more common, which I think this needs to be like go 50, and then this would be 47. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's rough. Okay, so now we're gonna be a lot more frequent to see these shorter syllables, which actually let's go all the way to that. And then let's adjust our weights here. So our onset right now, there's a 5% chance of it having 2 consonants, and those consonants can be multiple, right? Like this will count as 1. So a 5% chance of that, 5% chance of 0, and almost always 1. I feel like that should still be fine. That still should be fine. But down here we have, how is it getting that bad? Is it just like, do I need to up the, I don't know. Let's up this to 40 and drop this to 55. And let's drop this to like 2%. 2%. Let's actually make that 50% and make this 48%. Although I feel like this is, well, we'll play around with this. The onset, I want it to normally have the onset. Like almost always. So maybe we'll just drop that to a 2. And this will be a 96. And let's see what that does for us. If that gives us a distinctly different feel. Yeah, exactly. We'll try it first and see what we get. That actually rerun. Okay, these are better. What? What is this? Okay. Ret, so it's is 1, so it's G, V, R. So there's 4 consonants. We don't have like a ver or a g sound, so that has to be 4 consonants. So it somehow got 2 at the beginning and the end, and that's horrendous. Horrendous. Okay, so this is 1 syllable. Retsk. Retsk, I think. And this is Vrishta. Vrishta. I like this kind of ending, like the yishta, if we had something different in front of it. 4 consonants in a row. Welcome to Polish. Yeah. Something I could do. So something I could do is I could add an additional validator that looks at the letters, and if there's too many letters in a row, it'll say it's invalid. I don't think I like having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 consonants in a row. Like anyone who looks at that is going to be like, whoa. But I kind of like this, the yishta, but it would have to have a different front. So like kishta, yishta. What would look good in front of this? Yishta. Mishta? Let me just put that here to think about. And then, oh, keba? Keba? I do like that. I feel like it is slightly ambiguously pronounced. Because I feel like keba, keb. I mean, what it is keb and then added a. So like keba. Kebya? Keb. Kebya. Keba. Keba. I like this. I feel like I need to adjust it slightly to make maybe one of the vowels make a bit more sense. Because like keba, would that be keba? Keba. This could be a rule where one syllable ends in 2 consonants and the next syllable starts also in 2 consonants. Yeah, I think that is what happened. Is this hit that 2% chance of both of them, which like 2% of 2%? I'm not doing the math. Kiba. Kiba. Do I have that as a vowel? No, I have a single E, a double E, kiba, or keba. Well, E. So I could just do 2 E's, actually. So it could be kiba. Kibala? That's interesting, too. Kibala. But yeah, I think you're right, Greg. I think I need to adjust that probably, but let's keep going through this for now. Kieba. Ooh, kieba. I do like that too. Kieba. One of those. We'll keep one of those. Via. Via. Kebsky. I think Kebsky isn't actually a valid name because the only vowel it can end in is an A. Wow. Broya. Broya. How did that come up? This must be this is one syllable. Broya. Broya. I don't think I like that. I need to add a rule that doesn't let I don't know where I'll do this, but to do add validation filter. Oy vey. Okay. Nalfa. Trotspa. Sounds weird. Goslia. Jrumja. Very close to like Roomba. Hesba. Vea. Vea. If that's Vea, that's pretty. But that's another example where that would be, I think, a separate vowel cluster. So I don't think I should have that. Pradyoka. Pradyoka? That's close. Nalfa and Yishta should be combined. Nalfa and Yishpa. How? Nalfa and Yishta. Zrumsha, you like? Velshka. Oh. Yeah. VHEALSA. Velshka. Do I have a VH? I guess I can do a VH. Velshka. Nalfesta. Nalfesta. Nalfista. Nalfista. I feel like that's weird. Or nay. I don't have an EY. No, wait, that's Nalishta. Nalishta? Something like that. That could be fun. ZHRUMSHA. Shrumsha. So something that I want to aim for with the names is for anyone that's like not a main character and their name isn't going to come up much. I want it to be really easy to like sight read because it's not going to come up as often. They're not going to remember it as much, and I don't want to add that like complexity. If the first like if some of the main characters' names you look at that and it takes you a second the first time to like sight read it or sight pronounce it in your head, whatever, I feel like that's okay. But I only want people to have to do that for like the main characters. Now, Falski. That's Null Falski. Oh, wait, that's not valid either because it ends in an I. It'd have to be an A. Oh, you have the same rule in some of your books too, Sarah? Yeah, I feel like it's a smart rule, right? Like, you can only ask so much of your readers. Nalfarita. Nalfarita? That's very fun. I think I like Vea, even though, do I want to make that a rule that we can't do that? Because otherwise I could have one of our like y vowels. So like via, vie, view. Those sound weird. Let me copy these just so that I remember what they are as we're going through this. Okay. So that could be V. It could be Vi. VHI would be va. No, it wouldn't because it has that in an A. So this could only be that. It could be va or via. Via. I feel like VHYA. VHEA could be a prefix. That's true. Note that ski and ska are valid Polish surname endings, ska being the grammatical feminine. Oh, I probably want to avoid that then. So avoid ska ending. Yeah. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Because I'm getting a lot of the skas. It definitely has a feel to it. Which, I mean, I guess it has a feel to it because it's the Polish. Yeah. 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 Do I like... Is that weird? Yeah. I feel like that's weird. I feel like people would look at that and it would take them a minute to sight read. Yeah. Or it could be vea, and then it could be the prefix something ending in an A. Well, but either way, EA is not a cluster I allow, though, is the problem. Oh, you like it? Which one? This one? Via? Via. Let me capitalize the first letter. I feel like that's easier to look at. Via. Via. You got it right away? Okay, then maybe this one's... I'll have this for, like, a medium character then. Like, not one of the ones that's, like, mentioned once. So where were we? Kiba. Yeah, we got that one. Merba. That one's weird. Ga. Roya. That's way too many vowels. I don't know how that happened. I think this might literally be... Is via a legal suffix? Well, it's just VH, so it's V and then H. So it's CCV is what via is. CCV. V, H, and then the ya vowel. That makes that same sound, the EA sound. Yeah, which one were we talking about? I'm now lost again. I don't remember where we were. But were we here? Broya? Yeah, because this is, I think, 3 syllables. This is 1 syllable, this is 1 syllable, and this is another syllable, which not a huge fan of. Nalfa? Trotspa? 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 I like the sound of that. I don't know if I like it as a name. We are pronouncing via as if the H is silent. Is this just because I can't pronounce things? I think maybe I can't make a VH sound if it's not v. Is that like a v sound? Yeah? Yeah, because I might be okay. I might be pronouncing that wrong then. Broia reminds me of Brianna. Yeah. Broia. I'm not sure if I could get like an equivalent of that name, but pronouncing it properly would be difficult. So maybe. All right. To pronounce it properly. Yeah. Well, and the other thing is like technically, however an English pronounce it, like basic English speaker that would look at this and pronounce it, which if that's like via, right? That's how I would want people to pronounce it. So I might have to limit it if I want that like consistent sounding. Yeah. Okay. Bisla Thutsloa. No. Shilya. Shilya. No, I don't like that. That Jila. I don't think I have Y as a separate vowel though. So I can't have just Y. It'd have to be Y something. Jiala, Jula, Jola, something like that maybe. Pia, that's also Ye, Pie, A. That's a separate consonant. Pie, Piela, Pieka, Piema, Piena, Piena. Pyena could be interesting. Piena. I keep getting these vowel. I need to add the like disallowed vowel cluster back in and just have all everything. Kegloya. Kegloya. Some of these are ridiculous. Yeka. I do like that. Although that might be hard to sound. The L to the Y. Yeah. 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 I feel like that's hard to say. Piana looks good. Piana is Polish piana, foam. Ah, it is kind of similar to that. Piana. Polish piana, foam. Piana. Piana. I mean, I don't know if I allow that. Piana. Piana. I mean, you would pronounce it the same both ways, right? Piana. 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 I feel like either way. Shalena. But I can't have the AE. The AE I can't have is the problem. Because I don't want to add any vowel clusters other than these. So like this is it. You can't have like diphthongs. Basically no diphthongs, I think, other than these like fake ones that look like diphthongs, but they're not diphthongs. Basically, I think. If I know that word correctly, which I probably what the? Some of these are just weird looking. Oshta. I feel like this is a cool ending though. Roshta or something. Oshta. Like Oshta. Poshta, doshta, moshta, noshta. Lijeka. The ly is a Croatian combo. Lje. I feel like it's hard to pronounce though. Like lje, lje. I like Oshta. That's true. I don't need to have it start with a consonant. It could literally just be Oshta. Because I do like that. Oshta. It has a good like vibes. Or Prioshta. Pr- Prioshta. 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 I feel like that's slightly harder to pronounce. Okay. I think we need to take a break from this and generate a few masculine names real quick. Because... And then I need to start thinking about like, you know, as in... Oh gosh, hold on. Ljubljana. Oh gosh. Ljubljana. That probably was horribly butchered. Yeah, I can't pronounce that at all. I think maybe the I don't know if I can handle that in terms of pronouncing it. That might be too hard. Is too hard to pronounce. Question. Ljubljana. Oh. Okay. Ljubljana. Ljubljana. That's not that bad. Lieb. I feel like every time I do the ly, I'm like Lieb. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm just pronouncing it incorrectly or something. Something. But let's take a break and let's build some masculine names and see if we can start, because I feel like we don't want to do all of one and then like, I don't know. I feel like we'll do some masculine names now. Okay. And these should all not end in vowels, and that's what makes them masculine names. And then we're getting close to me having to cut this. So let's try and get some of these, and then I may have to call it there. And I'm going to have another one of these because I still need to probably generate a handful more. And then we haven't done places. We haven't done like anything else. Like there's going to have to be another one of these. Creef. I like it. It does kind of sound like another word. That's a little, maybe I can like massage it a little bit. Prompt. Would the masculine form of the name Prioshta be Priosht or Priosh? Because would I have forms? That's interesting. And that actually makes a lot of sense because with these names, these are words, right? Like that's what my note said. They're like nouns or adjectives, like they're words that then have an ending to make them masculine or feminine. So it's not like the beginning parts have any sort of like, obviously some would probably be more commonly masculine names versus feminine names, but like they would probably have to have different forms. So that's interesting. So if I did that, Prosht or Priosh? Prosh? Huh. What the Prioshta? What the name is? Proshta. Or you just take out it, or would you take out the T as well? I don't know. I don't know if there would still be the T, like if it had that ending there. Yeah. What final word clusters would be permitted? That makes sense. Like I may have to limit or make it more restrictive what makes a masculine ending, since for feminine names it's just the A. So it probably needs to be a little bit more restrictive for the ending of masculine names. Prosht. Okay, let's think about that. The final feminine may allow you to have shta, shta. Yeah. Prioshta could become priosht, and that would be like Victoria and Victor, where the masculine name may just end in sh. Hmm. sh/shta. Shta. That's a good point. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to structure this in terms of like the code. Because I could just have a selection of endings. Because okay, here's a question for those of you that are familiar with these languages. The endings of these languages, are they just extra endings? Like, are they literally just feminine, masculine endings? Or are they just, they are the words, and if they don't end in an like a vowel or like, if they don't end in an A or whatever, like they're just the words, they don't have extra endings, or do they always have extra endings? And then there's like the set of like masculine endings versus like the set of feminine endings, and it's not just like a vowel like how I have here. Because that would potentially make these have more of a feel. Because I definitely have a lot of like shas. What were we saying we shouldn't add? Ska. So no ska. We need to change that one, but like shana, shta, shta. I feel like that's fine. Peppa. This sounds so French to me, like Peppa. Kiba. In Polish, it is whole grammar thing. Most words are gendered. Okay. Hmm. I'm gonna have to think about this. Let's find some that I like. Um, so masculine words could end in consonants and feminine words could end with vowels, but names are frequently changed. So if the word for precious is priosh, someone may want to call their daughter. Okay. Prioshta, or a precious feminine thing. Okay. So I could have a few special endings. Peppa could be a borrowed name from another language, that's true. It's just such a fun name, Peppa. It makes me think of, isn't that in, Encanto, the one aunt, isn't it? Isn't her name Peppa? Or is it Peppa? It's something like that. Yeah, so, hmm, I might need to be more restrictive with my endings and have lists of endings. Well, I guess it could be another thing where, like, sometimes it uses these endings if they already match, and if it doesn't, it adds an ending. I have to think about that. Okay. Let's look through this list a little bit more, and then I can think about what endings I wanna do based off what, like, we kinda like. Bioshk, bioshk, b h b bioshk. Like William or Wilhelmina or Alexander and Alexandria, the masculine forms end in consonants, the feminine forms end in IA. Yeah, so, like, I'm definitely restricting the feminine names to ending in A here. So I feel like it would be easy to have endings that, like, want like, the feminine names add an extra A, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that would be really easy to do for some of these. And maybe I just do that to merge them a little bit, like, once I have some lists. Um, Mejed, mejed, yelp, yelp. That shouldn't happen. Schross? Schross. Schross. Hmm. I'm not liking the masculine names as much. I wonder if it's because they sound a little bit too gibberishy. Hmm. Sean? That's actually that one's interesting. Sean. It's like Sean. Search again. Mejed, perhaps miejed, perhaps mutating normal vowels to have a ya sound. Miejed, miejed, miejed. But prioshta, so going back to that, adding the ta to priosht instead of priosha hints at some fun diachronic nonsense in the background or just simple epenthesis. Penthesis? Epenthesis? I do like that. The ta, priosht versus prioshta. I do like that because it feels more like. I do like that. So maybe. Which makes the language feel more lived in. Yeah. Ta. Because then for where's the ones where I have ta? Nalfarita. Well, that wouldn't work. Then I'd have to have a way to Nalfar, maybe? Or Osh would just be could be a male name, just Osh, which is kind of interesting. Osh versus Oshta. How many of the names should have like a male and feminine form? Would like all names have a male and feminine form, or would it just be like some of them and then there's random gathered bits? And not that I would have to use both, but so then like Sean could be like Shanta or Shauna, which is interesting. Shauna. Because I feel like Shanta is a little Shanta? Let me write this so I don't forget that one. Pryoshta versus Ryosh. Pryosh. Yeah, I do like that. Shoshana. Where were we on that? Where is Shoshana? Shoshana? Shanara? Shoshana sounds Hebrew. It does kind of sound Hebrew. Shoshana. I need to think about it, but I kind of don't like the ANA ending for some of these. But I'm not sure. It is a Hebrew name. Oh, it is a Hebrew name. Okay. Shoshana. I feel like it doesn't have the right. Honestly, any of the ones that are like ARA or like Ita, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like the ending that's like vowel, consonant, vowel. I think I kind of like it if there's multiple consonants before the vowel, but not necessarily either. But I don't know. I feel like Ina and like Ita and Anna, like they just sound like it is quite common to have masculine and feminine names depending on time. Certain names may be more popular, more explicitly gendered, like Philip and Philippa, Paul and Paulina. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I feel like I should try to make a masculine and feminine version of all of these, and then like I just might not keep them all, or like use them all. But I like Osh and Oshta. Like I like that. I think it has a feel to it. Um, which maybe the better way to write these would be going through and doing them like this. Because then I can see them all together. Hold on. Am I being summoned yet? No, not quite yet. Twins named Osh and Oshta? Yeah. Osh is soup in Tajik. I like it. Soup in Tajik. Pepina. Pepina. Yeah, how would that be a masculine name? Would be it just, I guess, okay, if you're trying to make Peppa, I guess you could say Pepina. And that would be like Pepin would be the male name, Pepin, and Pepina. Pepina, Peppa. I guess could you add like could it be an option to like add a consonant, like having it be like Pepar or like Pepo or something like that? Or well, we're saying it can't end in O. Pepina could be a soft name. Mhm. Yeah. Because if they all end in A, you could probably add those as diminutives pretty easily. Um, okay. Think Yishta. Kiba? Kiba. Keeb. Totally. You could have a masculine consonant that turns a fem form into a masculine form. Okay. So we could. Okay. Pepash. Yeah. So Pepash or what else do we have? Peppa. We could do Pepage. Pepats. Pepats. Pepav. Pepas. Pepash. Pepash. Pepage. I feel like Pepash. Pepatov. 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 Pepar. 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 I kind of like Pepar too. I like Pepash. I like Pepar. I don't like Pepa because it sounds like we're like Papa, but like I don't know. Pepash, Pepar, because then it kind of gets this sound, which I like. So this could be the Ov. I believe are Bulgarian soul names. Tov in Hebrew equals day. Okay. So if we had Peppa, is that what it was? Pehhpa. So Peppa could be Pepash. It could be Pepar. Pepar, I kind of like it, but it does sound a little weird. And then you were saying that could even be further feminized to Pepashta. Pepashta? Yeah. Yeah. So we've already moved this over. Let's do this one. Sean could then be Shauna or Shanta. Shanta? Shauna or Shanta? I kind of like Shanta. Shanta. That kind of makes sense. Okay. I think this is brilliant, and I like this, and I need to keep doing this, and we need to formalize these rules, so I'm going to take some notes, but I think I need to end this call here because it is past 2, and there are people downstairs that are guests that I need to go socialize with. But there is going to be another stream of this that I will get scheduled soon. Again, I'm starting on my what is it called? My revision soon, so maybe like Wednesday night I'll do this again. Yeah, I might need to do it Wednesday night. And continue on it there and hope I can get it done for revisions in time. So we'll just have to see how far we can get. But I'll try to document all of that. And then maybe Wednesday we'll keep up with this because I don't think I can do it next Sunday. I have a lot going on next Sunday, and I need to get this done. So Wednesday. Okay, yes. Thank you all so much for being here and for helping and providing feedback and all of the many things. This was fun. This what? I started this at 11, 12, 1, 2. So we're almost at 3.5 hours. I mean, we at least got to some names, so that's some progress, but a random Veloshira. Yeah. All right, but I will talk to you all later. Oh, Wednesday evening doesn't work for Europe. That's true. Let me look at my schedule and see what I can do because I might be able to do another weekend because it might be good for like the same group of people to be able to participate just so that they remember and I don't have to do as much like recap. Um, I'll take a look at what I can do. Fell off. Ooh, I do like fell off. Hold on a second. Just gonna write that in there real quick. Okay. I will I will talk to you all later. Thank you all for coming. Have a good weekend. Goodbye.